Welcome to Pennsylvania Bigfoot Structures. So, on today's episode, I want to talk a little bit about what's been a new development that's been happening at the new chainsaw log cut that I found. And for the past month, I've been hearing these human like sounds that sound like a rooster, half human, and they have been occurring at the same time every time I go in and check out the deer bones for the last 4 times. Today is the fourth time, and I'm documenting it today. So every time I go in and check the bones, I'm hearing these sounds go off in the distance. So if you've been watching this channel or if you're new, you know I've never purported to ever hear anything that I've never in my whole life ever heard the sounds that I'm hearing that are so strange, and they're so unusual that so I've decided to document it. And so today I wanted to start at the asterisk here because I just checked on the gifting tree. I've dropped off some crackers here, and so today is actually the first time I'm putting this down because my car is here, and so we're gonna ride out towards the chain cut saw log, and I want to show the back part of the well, I've got to stop. I want to show the back part of the asterisk here. So this might look familiar, and right in through here is where I heard the big thud from the summer. So this has been a really strange summer so far. Lots of different things that have happened that I've never heard before. Okay, so yep, so there's the asterisk. We're gonna get in and drive out because I have to go to work tomorrow. I actually have a couple of new things that I have found here, and but I'm gonna have to tape them. Okay, so we're off. So I'm going to explain what's been happening. You're gonna hear Sean in the background here, Sean Hannity. Okay, so all right, let's go off here. Yeah, so I've never ever, I mean, even not before I heard Bigfoot, have I ever heard such a strange sound. So I just like the asterisk, I was actually taping it, and I'm retaping it because I ran out of battery, which usually happens right around now. And I was going to go out. No, that's snake root. Okay. Bond set. My mom wants a bond set, but that is snake root. All right, so so we'll leave the couple of new things I found. I have found a couple. I found one new thing, and where am I? Oh Lord. I was starting to panic because I'm out of my AAA calls. I think I only have one left. I gotta go to work tomorrow. Alright. Put this down. Anytime you see that, there's an identifier around. Alright, so right in through here is where I heard those sounds. I have not heard them since, so whatever animal that was, that has gone off. Okay, so I did check the gifting tree. I left crackers last week, those peanut buttery crackers, and a big packet of Oreos, the ones that are like a single file, and only one cracker got eaten. So this is the first time in probably a good year because of the gas prices last year that I've actually been back within a week. It's usually been about 2 weeks. And but next week I'm going to see up in northern Pennsylvania. There's the asterisk in there, and so I'm going up to northern Pennsylvania to check on the elk, and so I won't be back. So I decided to come today and check on the gifting tree, and there was only one cracker eaten out of the whole thing. So I wonder if that's going to develop into anything, if that's anything curious. I would think that an animal would get into that and tear them apart. And so I was wondering today, I go, geez, I wonder if it is a person getting into this stuff, Yeah, I just don't know. We just don't know. The other thing about that is I was thinking, man, I go, everybody loves Oreos. My mom loves, my mom will eat Oreos, and she does not eat candy and stuff. I wish I was like that. She does not eat sweets, and she'll eat Oreos. Okay, so, all right, so before this video gets too long, I want to try to make it succinct here and what's going on. So, all right, so I'm going to put the camera, this way, because the identifier is that way. All right, so we're going to start heading out into so I'm going up a road that is the opposite way. It's actually closer for me going home, but I tend not to go that way because of the access. You know, it's all gravel, and it actually is slower. Okay, so yeah, so I've never purported to ever hear anything in this forest, and for the past month, ever since I found that chainsaw, that log, and I found those the deer bones, there has been these sounds going off that sound like a human at the same time, and then sometimes it sounds like a rooster, and then I was hearing gunshots, and I would say to myself, I would go, man, those gunshots, there's some, like, the gunshots sound like gunshots, but you know, like, if you've been, you know, everybody knows the sound of gunshots, and they just have that reverberation, you know, that goes through the air. You know, it's like it lingers, and you know, you feel it through your bones. I mean, no matter how far away it is, there's something about the echo on the gun, and so I've been hearing these gunshots, and I'm like, well, maybe it's some type of gun that is, you know, just something I don't know about, you know. And so I'm going to go back on through here. So I've been hearing that. Okay, so all right, so I'm going to start trying to pick up the pace here on the explanation of what's going on. I'm going to put on my seatbelt. Okay, so yeah, since I found the chain, that last one that I found, I've heard nothing but strange, nothing, like, a better word for it is a vocalization. But when I hate to use that word, because when you say vocalization, it really does infer the idea of a Bigfoot. So I'm not going to use that word. I'm just going to say I'm hearing strange sounds coming out of there. And okay, so first time that I found the log, it was, I heard these sounds going off that sounded like a rooster. So as you can see here, you know, this is all forested through here, but it is surrounded by a small town. And so to hear a rooster, it did not sound surprising to me. I figured somebody off someplace has a rooster, and so that's what I'm hearing. So I thought nothing of it. I was like, oh, you know, you just like, oh, that's a rooster, you know. So okay, so second time I was actually when I had to tape the log, because sometimes I just run out of time, and so I was taping it the second time. And so the second time I'm hearing the sound again, right when I go in, and I'm, you know, poking around the bones, and so I'm hearing the sound again that sounds like the rooster. And then what changed was the sound started to go off into, it stopped sounding like a rooster, and it started to sound like a human. And that's when I was like, oh, whoa. Like, I was like, what's going on, you know, like, and so I have to explain the sound that the sound is sounding like. It sounds like the rooster, but it is not the complete call of the rooster, right? The rooster goes cock-a-doodle-doo, or cock-a-doodle-roo, and that last part is the part that I'm hearing, is the roo, just like that, only it's really loud. And so I was like, all of a sudden that roo, it just turned into a human-like quality to it. And that's when I was like, what just happened here? And so I'm like, what? Huh? Like, what just happened out here? And so that's when I've been like, okay, this is weird. And then I started to hear gunshots, right? And Pennsylvania right now is in squirrel season. And so that's when I was like, oh, okay, this is something to do with hunting squirrels. And so again, just wrote it off, like I just figured, this is something to do with guys out here hunting. But yet at the same time, I never heard any voices. And so I was like, well, that don't mean anything either, Okay, so never thought anything of it. Just as soon as I heard the gunshots and it's hunting season, I was like, oh, okay, that's guys out there doing something. And so third time, I'm going back into the bone pile, because the second time I was in there, I found, or the first time I was in there, I found, if you watch the video, I found the bones, but I was also finding these what looked like baby deer skulls to me. And so I was like, oh, these are babies, right? And like, Sasquatch brain, you're hoping that he's bringing back all these little animals, and it's one of the kill sites. And so, but the only thing I was thinking about that, I was like, well, at the same time, it's right near the road, I don't know if they would do that, but I knew there was something really strange with all those bones being in one place. And so I went back and investigated the babies, or the skulls that I'm finding, and it turns out none of them are deer. And so I was like, oh my god, like none of this is deer. One of them is a fox. And then I have found 4 of the same skulls that appear to be the same animal, and it's not a deer, a baby deer, so it's not a coyote. And so my online research this past week is it's been really fun, and I'm seeing that what I saw today is not a canine. Okay, so all right, so that's that. And so I've got to go today and check out, I have pictures of it, and so I'll post the actual picture of it actually as the thumbnail to this video. So here's a great view of literally the nothingness that is out here. I'm gonna turn it over here. I'm gonna end up in this. Oh, there goes a deer right there. Hey, all right. Okay, so where were we? so much going on over there. It's just I'm blown away. I've never had this much activity happen to me. Trying to figure out what's going on. Okay, so yeah, so that's what's going on with the deer, with the actual skulls. So what I'm thinking with the skulls is that it's just a huge illegal dumping ground over time, maybe, and just maybe different animals are just ending up in there, and a predator bringing them there somehow or something, or a person just dumping off all their kill sites there, like they're just a big dumping ground for bones. But I think what's going to be interesting is the one skull, when that comes back, could that be turning, could that be suspicious or something, Okay, so that's what's going on with the deer, with all the bones there. I'm going to turn it back over here. It's a little bit easier for me to see these potholes. Okay, so back to the sounds. Okay, so the past 3 times that I've been in there with the sounds, I've been going in there about 4:45, and it's been going off at the same time. Now, for me, when it started to turn into like, whoa, this is getting crazy, is the last time I was there, the 3rd time. And that's when I heard the same sounds. Oh, I missed this one. Oh, Lord. I wouldn't mind so much if I burned up all my AAA calls. Okay. And so the last time that I was there, I was hearing that "Woo!" and it started heading off into human-like territory without any gunshots, around. And I was hearing it as soon as I was taping. I've been trying to do a video over there, and I keep hearing the sounds. So that's the video that is actually the introduction. I'm doing this to accompany that video, and you're hearing me in real time stopping because I'm hearing those sounds, and I'm like, oh my god. And so the third time is when really all hell broke loose, and I was like, wait a minute, this is not sounding like a rooster anymore. There's no gunshots. The sounds are going off right when I'm coming in. At the same time, I don't hear them, and then all of a sudden I start hearing them, and so I was like, okay. And so today I've actually been sick all week. Today's the first day I've actually been yesterday was the first day out of the house, but today is my first day off that I've had to actually do something. And so today I came out here and decided not to walk any trails, and I've just come out here and investigate over there. And sure enough, 11:45 today, I'm at a different time. So, and I had another video, and I might still post it. Geez, I can't remember. But anyways, I was kind of documenting it, and maybe, hopefully that's the one that I was keeping, because I was documenting everything. And so today I went in there at 11:45, same thing, same sounds. But today, because I was there much longer, because I wasn't trying to hurry up to go back through here to the asterisk, I was not in there very long. So today I was in there probably about a good 3 hours, because I'm investigating those bones. And so there was periods when I wouldn't hear anything, and I would go, oh, that's not doing it anymore, and then all of a sudden it would just start again. So I don't know what it is. And then the other part of that is, so there, on the satellite, there's a house there, and so today so I was kind of split, because I guess, let's say that was a Bigfoot, right? I guess they know different sounds of your car. They're pretty smart, right? Like any other animal. So I was deciding not to go around to the back side, because I wanted to see if this was a real Sasquatch, right? Let's just hope it was. I was like, well, they're going to know my vehicle. I don't want to go around to the back side and see what's over there, right? And so, but I decided, I left because I had to go to the bathroom. I'm that person. I'm going to leave to go to the bathroom. Even though there's because I'm always afraid there's somebody's going to walk up on me. And so I will drive back over to the actual state park and go to the bathroom. I remember one time I was on the river, and I went and got out and went to the bathroom. And I was with my mom, and she was like, I cannot believe you just didn't go in the river. And I was like, I can't. That's a true story. So I think okay. So all right, so oh god, I forgot where I was. But you can see where I am, right? I mean, there's literally nothing over here. And so this is you saw me leave the asterisk out here. So I know this is going long, but I hope you stay with this one. I try to make them short, but there's so much info sometimes, and I wait to gather everything. I've been waiting to do this because I wanted to make sure when I went in there today that it was happening again. And so I went around to the back side, and so I did see that house that I saw on the satellite. What was interesting about that is that there's no between the first house that's near the road, there's no chicken coop. And then on the other side, And you know what's also interesting to note there is that the rooster sound did not sound like I think maybe what I'll do is I'm going to make a little map, and I think that's going to help to kind of visualize where the sounds are coming from and where the houses are. I might do that and post that as the thumbnail to these two videos are going hand in hand. And so because the rooster sound was coming from within it sounded like it was coming from within the forest directly. Like if I'm facing the log, that's where the sound is coming from, is from directly from the sound of the log. The house that is near the road is actually to the west of it. You know, if I'm facing the log, it's to the left. And then the other houses were way up on the same road, but way up. There was no chicken coop there, so I just wanted to note that there's no chicken coop on the other sides from what I could see. And perhaps they're in the back. You know, that's a possibility. So it's very interesting. It has a human-like quality, but at the same time, I'm wondering, you know, what the purpose is of someone being in there. And like I said, you know, it's just something smells rotten in the state of Denmark there. But I'm going back to just kind of documenting. Yeah. So we've got a situation here where I'm going into that log area. I'm hearing what sounds like a human firing off like that, and at times it sounds like a rooster, and then other times it doesn't. Today there was a sound of a dog in there, and I don't know if that was a dog or if, let's say, I honestly have no idea. It sounded like a very loud dog, but at the same time it did not sound like a dog. And so I don't know. So it's going to be very interesting to go in there next time and see if anything is going to fire off again. It is the strangest sound. And what is weird is, I go, if this is a Sasquatch, right? Like, you know, I can't understand for the life what the hell is going on there. Because let's say that was a Sasquatch. It's so close to those houses. You know, I mean, it's not close, but it's not far either. And oh my goodness, it is just so interesting. And it might just turn up to be absolutely nothing, and somehow somebody's in there, you know, just I don't know what the purpose of that is. You know what I mean? And I don't know. But I'm gonna yeah, I think I've explained everything I can there. Yeah, but you know, sometimes when I'm stopping and listening to it, you know, a couple times it just I'm at a loss for words over there. I cannot explain the sounds. I just find it so, it is just chalking up to be something that I'm having to, you know, check on. It's the fourth time that I've been in there, and it is occurring just at the same time. And yeah, so maybe that's important, you know, just to document that it's occurring right at the same time every time I'm in there. And like I said, the nearest house is probably like a half mile to a mile to the left. In fact, I think what I'll do is maybe I'll stop talking here, and I'm going to drive I really need to get home. And so I think, I'm just gonna drive out here and you can see what it looks like for me out. I'm gonna stop talking. There's not much else for me to say here. I've documented that. It's occurring 4 times now. It started to sound like a rooster at first, but it has stopped sounding like a rooster and it's sounding like a human-like quality to it. It stops. It's going off like every 2 to 3 minutes for like a 10-minute period, and then it stopped and then started again. I think I've documented this on the other video. I hope you watched that, because it is me. That is actually me stopping what I'm talking about and actually hearing the sounds. And hopefully in that video I can remember a little bit more, because it's just something I've never heard before. I've never ever on this channel ever thought I had ever heard anything. I've never ever heard anything. In fact, this summer was the first time I've ever heard another animal in that area. Last year I had a couple of rattlesnakes, but this year I didn't have any rattlesnakes around. But yeah, so it's definitely a situation to keep an eye on. And so if you have any idea maybe why a person would be off making like a rooster call, comment. Please comment. And if not, we're just gonna have to keep an eye on that and see what develops from there. The other thing to note, I think I did put it in the other video, is that log is facing a direct water source. That was also really interesting. Okay guys, so I'm going to stop talking here. That's the new development, the new situation going on there. Why a person would be in there doing that is the question of the hour here, and hopefully we'll figure it out. So I'm going to stop talking, but I hope, just fast forward it and fast forward the video, and then this way you can see what the drive looks like out to the main road here. I'm gonna be out here. When you see the video go down, that's the name coming up in nomenclature. All right, so thank you so much for watching. All right, so that is the drive out of the Asterisk. So if you've been fast forwarding through the video and you've been watching it, thank you so much. So this is the outer part here, and this is where the last log that I found. So I'm gonna just step out here and show in one continuous movement the ride from the Asterisk over here to this last log that I found. Now I just gotta find it over here. There it is right here. So I'm gonna pull over. Yeah, so this has been one continuous drive out. Okay, so I'm gonna step out and show the log now. I'm gonna see if that sound is gonna go off. I really have to get home, but you know how it is. All right, so let's go out here. Oh Lord, what is that? Okay. Oh geez. Okay, hold this thought. I've got to get my before I run out of battery. I actually have my my thing here. Yeah, you know how it is. Nobody wants to go to work. I actually really do like my job. So, okay, where are you? Oh, right here. Oh, jeez, that's smarter than I think I am. All right, there's. Oh Lord, jeez. All right, let's go in here and see if that thing is gonna, whatever sound that's making. Okay, so here's the log. There's the log. There's the log, guys. So this is my latest one that I've found. That's the latest one. So that's the drive from over there. Right down, so that's where I just came from. That's one continuous video from the Asterisk over here. It's probably about, these two things are probably about 10 miles apart. And then this is pointing towards the water reservoir. So let's see if that sound starts going off. Let me see if there's actually been any yeah, I mean, he's not, if that was a Sasquatch, nobody's gonna come in here right now. Okay, nothing yet. This seems to be where I get the most activity, is right here. It's when I'm putzing around. Okay, so and incidentally, these are the skulls that I'm talking about here. Okay, nothing yet. There it is. There it is. That sound went off. Sounds like this time it sounded like a hoot hoot. Y'all, I'm just pretending like I'm looking at these things even though I've seen them already, and I don't think it's any different animal. I just want to, this seems to be when I'm looking at these. I just heard a different sound, but I heard something else. There's the rooster. That sounds like a dog, a real dog. Maybe it's not anything. That actually sounded like a real dog. There's the rooster sound. actually really curious about this one. Look at that. Okay, so I'm just going to stand here. I'll do the debrief back at the car. There's the rooster sound. There's the rooster sound. It's coming from behind me, not to the left where the house is. There's the rooster sound. I mean, is that coming from one of those houses? Getting fooled again. Sounds like the rooster. Sounds just like a rooster. There, stop sounding like a rooster. I'm gonna go look. It's coming from behind me. So I'm standing at this house. It's coming behind me. I'm gonna try and see who's coming from the left. Goes a car. There's a car. My heart is like beating. This is gonna take forever to upload on YouTube, yo. Okay, so there's a car. That was a Sasquatch. Now, why would they be firing off right now? That just doesn't make any sense. That's what I don't get, but at the same time, I'm like, well, why is a person in here doing that? And I'm just coming in here. There it is again. Sounds like a rooster. Cock-a-doodle-doo. That one did not sound like a rooster. Okay, right, well. Okay, well, right. Okay. Here's the fox. Alright. Oh. Holy crap, I have no words. Oh, she's up. My car didn't zip up there. Alright, guys, that's it. Okay, so I think I'm walking towards my car here. So I think what I'll do, this is going to take forever to upload. But there's a part of me that just wants to go over, but I really need to get to work tomorrow. So I have about a 2-hour, it's not far to my house, but all the stop and go is what makes it a couple hours. And I've got to get home and make my lunch. Okay, so I think you can see a yellow sign down there. It's just a regular traffic signal sign. It's not a traffic light, but you know, just a regular road sign. It's not an identifier. But right there is where the road is. I don't want to keep pointing that way. Let me go in here. So that, okay, so hopefully hopefully you're still with us. If you are, thank you so much. This has really been happening to me. It is unbelievable. See, that's what I'm saying. Like that sound, that when I first walked in there, you saw where I was. I was right by the road. That sound sounds like a rooster. I mean, that's why when I was looking at the stuff, I'm like, okay, I'm getting fooled again. Like that you heard me say, I'm getting fooled. Like that was my thought there. But at the same time, I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, you saw where I am on the road. Like, why would that be a Sasquatch? You know what I mean? So, I wish you could see where the house is. You know, it just, there's so much of this, and that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so much of this, it doesn't make sense at all, you know? Hopefully you're going to stay with this too. It's going to take forever to upload on YouTube, but I'm really happy I'm doing it in one fell swoop, so you can see what this area looks like, you know. So next week I'm going to do the area around the lot, so you can, I can't show the house, but I'm going to just show that there's an edifice there. And the same thing, you know, like, is that something that is a hunting thing, you know, that we just don't know about? But same thing, that sound did not go off, and then I did not hear it from the car, but then as soon as I was in there, I started picking up the bones. That's when I heard, I'm not gonna lie, I heard a sound. It sounded like an ape sound. It was like I heard that sound that did not sound, that's the first time I had heard that sound. I had not heard that sound since I started hearing that. So once again, I got out of the car, went in there, picked up the bones, started hearing what sounded like a rooster directly behind me, but yet that's when I said to myself, it sounds exactly like a rooster. Oh, and then boom, not and then suddenly it turned back to the regular sound of that human-like quality to it. But you see what I'm saying? And then when I stopped, when I was going uphill, when I stopped, it sounded like a shriek. It turned into it stopped sounding like, and I hadn't heard that yet, that it was like, die! Like, it just, something just, I have no idea what is going on there, but we're gonna just have to, I mean, is it like something like on a recorder? You know, like, is there something back there that maybe like the ranchers back there are, you know, is there something back there that, you know, that I'm just got Sasquatch brain, so I'm thinking it's a Sasquatch, and it has something else to do with maybe like keeping animals away, and you know what I mean, like maybe there's a recorder back there that is trying to, I'm gonna go this way, there's an identifier. So and actually this is also helpful too, you can see the ride out of here. This is helpful too, you know, you can see the ride out here. So yeah, so it's going to be really important for me to do that drive on the side. So I'm going to draw a map, post that here. This could turn out to be absolutely nothing, and we'll find the answer to it, that's for sure. I'm going to just be coming in here. I'm going to start coming in this way towards the asterisk. This is I am now driving, so along here someplace is, I don't have the exact coordinates, but this is, I was here a couple weeks ago, and I was trying to, I thought maybe I was on a bear track. Let me just put this down here. And so right around here where the encounter happened. There was a man that was hunting, and he feels that there's a family out here. I think this was about 15 years ago. And Cliff says, if they're around, they pretty much stay around the same place. If there's a food source, they pretty much, why would you leave? So this has just turned out to be, since I have found that log, it is just turning out to be just nothing but vocalizations in that area there. I'm not going to use the word vocalizations, just sounds going off, unexplainable sounds. Instead of a UFO, I'm going with unexplainable sounds. And we'll get to the bottom of it and figure out if, I'm going to talk to the ranger and see if there's sounds that people make, to, maybe there is a reason for that call. I know that's not a turkey call. I know that's not a deer call. It's not a bear call. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of stop talking again. I thank you so much for watching this video if you've been tuning in. I'm going to stop talking. You can see what the drive looks like out towards the main road here. Alright, so thanks again. Thank you so much for watching.